Hi, I'm Lisa of Simply Bowen Therapy in Sydney's Inner West. Now, when I started writing my last blog, there was one particular client I had in mind, but truth be told, it could have been one of dozens of clients. She'd come in with sore back and had pointed to where the pain in her back and her side was soon after arrival. We had a chat about what was going on, and I did a number of assessments looking at posture and doing a few other tests, and I felt I had a pretty good idea where the body wasn't sitting right. Started with the first bowen moves, those ones over the lumbar spine that just start to have the body melt and calm down. Yeah, no, she said, no, that's not where it hurts. It hurts here. I'm like, yep, thank you. Yes, I know it hurts there. That's okay. And then I moved to the next moves for the lower body, ones over the gluteal muscles. And again, she said, no, that's not where it hurts. It hurts here, as she's reaching around to point to me where it hurts again. But pain is a funny thing. Pain is body's way of saying that something is wrong, and that's a great thing. Sometimes pain is really obvious. You cut your finger, it hurts where the cut is. You bang your knee on something and it hurts where you've got the bruise where you banged your knee. Those kind of things are really obvious. But for many of the people that come to me, the aches and the pains is not necessarily where the problem is originating from. So in this video and in my blog over on my website, simplybowentherapy.com.au, I'm going to talk a bit about other places that pain originates from in the body and why your bowen therapist is probably going to treat other parts of your body and not necessarily just the place that you're feeling pain. So the first thing I'm going to talk about are dermatomes. Dermatomes are areas of skin that receive sensory nerve supply from a single spinal nerve, so out of one of the vertebrae, and therefore a single segment of that spinal cord. Now, this nerve supply to the skin has been mapped out in bands from each of the vertebrae, covering all areas of the body. Symptoms that follow a dermatome, such as pain or numbness, may actually indicate there's a problem in that related nerve from the spine. So something going on in that whole spinal area. So a classic example of pain presenting itself along dermatomes is something like sciatica. Shooting pains or aches are often felt through the lower back of the buttocks and down through the leg, often making itself known or following the route of one or two dermatomes. Being able to identify which of those dermatomes is involved has us point to the right area of the spine to then be looking at to see what is pulling that spine out of place in that area. So where the pain is more concentrated down the back of the leg, the nerves from the sacral area are more likely involved. Whereas pain down the outside of the leg indicates it could be more likely originating from lower lumbar vertebrae, and then we would treat differently. But the key for this is, for something like sciatica or with shooting pains down arms from the neck, is looking for the source of the pain somewhere in that spinal area is key to giving relief, not giving treatment to the legs. So one of the last courses that I did was about tensegrity. The body is a finely balanced machine. The fascia throughout the body is in a constant state of tension, holding everything in place. And that's tensegrity, looking at the tensional integrity of the body and its interconnectedness through the body. If the body has an injury in one area, it can impact the overall structure of the body, pulling things out of place, especially if that original injury has happened a bit of a time ago. One of the key takes that I took from that tensegrity course has really stuck in my mind. It's a bit of a quote that I'll use. So, pain is where the structures are locked long, but treat where the structure is locked short. So when muscles are stretched long and pulled like a tightrope and unable to spring back, that's usually where the pain is felt. But they're in that long stretched state because they're being pulled by another stronger, short, contracted muscle. And those contracted muscles aren't the painful ones. So a classic example of where this type of mechanism comes into play is something that afflicts most of us in the whole Western world now. How many of you have been sitting at a computer or desk all day, hunched over the keyboard, head peering at the screen, arms forward, trying to type at something or reach for something or using the mouse, and you feel that ache between the shoulder blades? It's feeling, that upper back and neck is feeling tight or painful. Most of us then want to go and get someone to give our back a little rub and our shoulders a nice little rub for a while. But soon enough, and it feels good for a short time, but soon enough that pain is going to return, because the pain and the problem are in different places. Let's try a little demonstration for a moment. Let's go and assume that my shirt is fascia and muscles in the body. Okay, let's go. We're at a computer. We're at a computer all day. We are hunched over. Muscles or the shirt here. Imagine this shirt is our fascia and it's really tight in the front. Now I can feel that fabric stretched across my upper back, and it's starting to get a little bit sore, really. It's quite tight. But why is it tight? It's because the shirt at the front here has been pulled really tight and it's been made really short. So where do I need to release and what do I need to work on to make my upper back feel better? It's not my back, it's the front. Okay, so the next area that's a bit of a clue to what's going on with where the pain is and where the problem is can be related to trigger points and pain patterns from muscles. So sensitive spots in muscles are known to produce patterns of pain in the body. Now these sensitive spots are known as trigger points, or what you roughly think of as a knot in your muscle when you're getting a massage. Now the pattern of pain that's produced by that muscle, tight muscle, is sometimes obvious. Sometimes it's roughly where the muscle is. But often that muscle contraction or tightness refers pain to a different location in the body. So taking notes of the patterns of pain felt by clients can give an indication of where the muscles are in a state of tension and an area that we might want to look at, or look at what's causing that tension. Now, while Bowen therapists don't treat trigger points, many find those pain patterns helpful in determining where a possible source of muscular pain might be, and then they can treat accordingly. Okay, so the last part I'm going to talk about today is referred pain from organs. So your colon, your kidneys, your lungs, your heart, your diaphragm, they can all refer pain to different parts of the body. And if you Google referred pain, it's more of this type of information that's you're going to come across. Now the mechanism for why and how this happens is on the complex side. There's a number of theories that are quoted, but the most common one I found is that nerve fibers from one region, such as the organs, converge back to the spinal cord to talk to the brain, with nerve fibers from somewhere else, and the central nervous system misinterprets that source of pain. But there's a few examples that I'll go through here. One is definitely one that you need to watch out for. An example of this to watch out for is when pain is felt in the neck or jaw and down the left shoulder and arm. Angina, heart attack, heart problems causes referred pain in this area. So pain from a heart attack or angina may not be felt in the chest area. If you feel pains in these areas, down your left arm, left neck, left jaw, get yourself to a doctor. Now, slightly on a slightly lighter note here, like lung and diaphragm problems can also cause pain in the neck and in the shoulder area. Right side neck and shoulder pains can be caused by liver or gallbladder issues, and the gallbladder can also result in pain at that right shoulder blade. But other organs can also result in aches in places that you may not expect. Okay, so Bowen therapy. Now, a Bowen treatment will always involve some moves to relax the entire body. Start to take the body out of its stress, fight and flight mode into parasympathetic and help reduce the overall pain that's felt in the body. Usually we also have some specific moves that will address problem areas that you've come to see us for. Now, Bowen moves are not designed to be done where you feel the pain. Sometimes you do, and I've had one client go and say, you just know exactly where to put your hands. I'm like, well, yeah. But in more seriousness, now bowen moves are done in very specific locations to get a particular response in the body. Now, many bowen moves correspond with acupuncture points, and others are designed to clearly influence particular muscle areas. Doing bowen moves in a different location, because that's where you're feeling painful, just simply won't yield the desired result that we're aiming for. Now, bowen moves are also very gentle. Think of the people that have got like sore, aching backs from being hunched over a computer. Go between my shoulder blades and go harder, go harder. But no, not for bowen. Pushing firmly into the painful area, such as deep massage, might give temporary relief, but that's not what we are after in bowen. Bowen moves trigger responses in specific nerve receptors, and those nerve receptors require a gentle touch to be effective. So, if you're going to see your bowen therapist for pain in a particular spot, and your bowen therapist is not touching those spots where you're feeling pain, don't be alarmed. Bowen therapists are aiming to bring the whole body into balance, help you relax, help treat the entire body, and specific treatment to target the source of the pain. And remember that the source of the pain may not be the location where you are feeling the pain. If you have any questions or want to learn more, head over to my website, simplybowentherapy.com.au. You can also find me on Facebook, Simply Bowen Therapy St. Peters, and shoot me a message, ask me some questions. Or come make an appointment. I'd love to see you and I'd love to help treat you. Thanks.